and a crowd of about 25,000 in the Ujpest Dosza Stadium for the second leg of the Intercities Fairs Cup final between Ujpest Dosza and Newcastle United. The Newcastle United side is the same team which played against Ujpest at Newcastle 2 weeks ago, and it's the first time they have played in the last 2 weeks. The Ujpest Dosza side has 10 international players in it, and 6 of them played against Era in Dublin last Sunday when Hungary beat Era by 2-1. And the 2 goal scorers in that match for Hungary were Bene and Antal Dunaj, who are playing in this match tonight. And Ujpest Dosza set the game in motion. Goroc. Obviously, Ujpest are going to have to go for goals right from the word go. 3 goals down. Good pass. This is Bene. Away by Bolly Burton. Antal Dunaj. And Ujpest are really pressing it. Ben Aronsoft, the Danish international, having to relieve the pressure, and the crowd are really rising to this start by Ujpest. They've got to go for the goals. Newcastle should win the ball in the air. That was Jackie Sinclair trying to force it away. And it's a free kick against Sinclair. Well, that's not a very good sign because there was nothing very much in that tackle. He's given a free kick. So after only about a minute of play, Ujpest on constant attack. That's a good one. Eddie Dunaj. Noshko. Neat flick for Eddie Dunaj. Brian Robson back there helping out, and David Craig having to head into touch. Zambo. To Goroc. Goroc with the cross. Comes back to Eddie Dunaj. It's a great shot, and a beautiful save by McFall. That was a good shot, and what a save. Frank Clark turning it away, but McFall really got to that when it was labelled. If he hadn't touched it, it would have been in there. Ujpest on the attack. Soimoshi, the only man in his own half. This is Gibb. Brian Robson now. Comes to Gibb again. Brian Robson's on the right. There's a pass. There's Robson there. He's offside. Just too far in front. Soimoshi. It's a good ball to Kaposta. Jackie Sinclair taken down by Kaposta, and again he's on his back. That is only the 3rd free kick of this match against Ujpest Dosza, and Newcastle have had 10 free kicks against them. Some of them highly dubious, I would say. Davis again winning that ball in the air, just too far ahead of Jim Scott. Noshko. Ollie Burton penalised again, quickly taken by Antal Dunaj. Half an hour's play gone. Still no score. Soimoshi, the entire Ujpest Dosza team in the Newcastle half. It's really building up this attack. This is Bene. Eddie Dunaj. Flick through. Antal Dunaj. It's Bene. It's Bene with the possession. To the net. Bene has scored. Bene given too much time there. Well, after 30 minutes of play in the first half, Ferenc Bene has scored the first goal for Ujpest Dosza. There is the score. Here's the replay. This is Bene. Takes the cross. It comes to it. It's let go by Antal Dunaj. Bene has one chance and a second, and in very low. McFall had no chance. Noshko. Frank Clark in his touch. Throwing going to be taken by Benno Kaposta. Bene quickly tackled by Monka, but the referee has given a foul. Antal Dunaj, Ollie Burton with him. Here comes Bene. And that was Brian Robson, had come right back to whip it off Pacheco's foot. Corner then to Ujpest Dosza. There's about 8 minutes to play in this first half. Ujpest Dosza leading by 1-0. Fazekas. Ollie Burton, no trouble. Wyn Davis, no trouble, but no one to hit it to. Bankuti, nicely laid off for Zambor. And that's a good cross. No one to touch it. He turned that back well, almost on the byline. Goal kick to Newcastle United. Bene turning it back for McFall. And just under 8 minutes left to play in the first half. 1-0 for Ujpest Dosza, who now trail 3-1 on aggregate. So Newcastle still in the lead overall. There's Clark. Comes to Wyn Davis. Robson's away on the left. Ben Arentoff going through. Jim Scott on the right wing. Bankuti. Scott. It comes to Eddie Dunai. Newcastle by necessity having to play this defensive game. Bobby Monker saying take your time to McFall. And he is. Hope McFall has a tremendous kick halfway into the Ujpest Dosza half. Goroch. Noshko coming into the open space. The backmen are going to run into the open space if they can see it. Comes to Brian Robson. Ben Arentoff with him. This is Arentoff. To Davies. Arentoff just keeping it in. Only Davis with him. Forced to play it back to Craig. Craig on the outside of Zambor. Soimoshi sitting it back rather dangerously, but there's 4 men back there in the line. Bankuti. David Craig. Arentoff. Dunai. Into the back of Dunai and a free kick. The referee signaling to his linesman. There's about 5 minutes left to play in this first half. Through ball and another free kick. Bobby Monker gesticulating to the referee, Mr. Hyman. That is the 19th free kick of the first half against Newcastle United, who have had 6 free kicks. The 19th free kick taken by Goroch to Bene. Bene with a shot. And it went, getting past that post. Just about 5 minutes left to play. Newcastle doing the job that they came here to do. And Ujpest Dosza, one of the highest scoring teams in Europe, held at this stage to just 1 goal. And they need 4. And Mr. Bankuti. Arentoff. They're playing it back. Playing it forward, and then the front runner is playing it back and then running off. That time it didn't come off. Davis in the air. Both Davis and Soimoshi missing. Noshko. Fazekas. Monker into touch. About 4 minutes left to play in this first half. Arentoff in quickly. That's Jackie Sinclair. Soimoshi going for it. Wyn Davis with him. Then Mahai has had 1 shot in this first half to save. Burton with Fazekas. Fazekas winning it. Bene was offside. Fazekas had to do well to keep that ball and pass it, and Bene was going in the right direction, but he was going so fast he ran himself offside. Free kick to Newcastle. Just about 3 minutes left in the first half. 1-0 to Ujpest Dosza. 3-1 to Newcastle on aggregate. Free kick to Ujpest Dosza. That's the 20th. Clark into touch. Benet. Monka beating him. Mr. Jackie Sinclair. Another good one. Eddie Dunai. That's a good ball. Gorosh. Gorosh going through fast. Gorosh for the shot. It's in the goal. A beautiful goal. Gorosh went straight through there and nobody made a tackle. McFall had no chance at all. That's 2-0 to Ujpest Dosza. And I must say that I would fault the Newcastle defence on that one. Newcastle now leading 3-2 on aggregate. Soimoshi. The referee is standing still, and the referee has blown for the end of the first half. Ujpest Dosza leading by 2-0. The goal scorers were Benet after 30 minutes and Gorosh, who scored after 43 minutes. Well, Newcastle are really going to have their work cut out now. That's 2 goals in the first half for Ujpest Dosza. If they score 2 again in the second half, well, that's it. Unless, of course, Newcastle do score a goal. If they score a goal and the score is tied then, 4-4, then Newcastle's goal will count double, which will make them 5-4. So Newcastle really need a goal. There's 4 men at the front as Newcastle kick off. Wyn Davis in a big space with Soimoshi. And Soimoshi forcing him into the corner. And the referee going into the corner. Little Jackie Sinclair about to take it. And so in this opening minute of the second half, Bobby Monka has gone onto the line. There's the cross. Davis is there, and it's blocked away. Comes back to Sinclair in again. Monka, and Monka scored. That's Monka again. Fantastic. Monka only scored 2 competitive goals for Newcastle in the first leg. Those were the 2 goals they scored, and here he is, the captain of Newcastle United, has done it again. 2-1 for Newcastle. Monka is the scorer, and Monka has now scored only 3 competitive goals for his club, and they've all been in this Intercities Fairs Cup final. Well, that's a lifesaver for Newcastle United after only about a minute of play in the second half. 2-1, and Newcastle are right back in this game. Go to Antal Dunai. Gorosh. This is Robson. Tommy Gibb. Well, that must have put a lot of heart back into this Newcastle side. Wyn Davis winning it in the air. Scott straight into the face by Soimoshi, but Scott is lying on the deck. This is Wyn Davis to Sinclair. Davis again. Davis right down to the line. Dunai with the tackle, and Davis leaving it for a corner. Just about 3 minutes of play now gone in the second half, and Bobby Monka, the hero, the goal-scoring hero of this Newcastle team, has gone up onto the line again. Sinclair is going to take the corner. Robson just in front, Monka on the line, signalling for it. It's way across. Sembahai not troubled by that. Bankuti. This Scott on the outside of his man. Got Tommy Gibb on the right wing. Scott coming to on the inside. Scott with a shot. Sembahai didn't hold it. Hasn't gone for a corner. He's a bit suspect. He's inclined to punch out. He's in trouble at all. There's Gorosh. And he scored the second goal. Nice ball. Craig and McFall coming out. Robson. Bankuti winning it in the air. Robson again. Zambor, Fazekas, Clark in there with a quick tackle. Kaposta, Benet, Paul letting it run through. He changed his mind there. He was going for it. David Craig letting it run away. 3 minutes to play gone on my watch, but another one added on on the main timekeeping clock on the stadium. Eddie Dunai, Ujpest, Benet, bending it, and he bent it right around the back of that defense. McFall, Craig, Tommy Gibb up in front of him. Nice ball down the line for Gibb. In front of him he's got Scott. There's Scott. Don't get that one there. Soimoshi. Send Mahali. Back into the Newcastle half. Monka, the Stern, flicked through by Jackie Sinclair. Ujpest slipping on the turf, which has now be rather slippery, I would say. Come out to Scott. Scott with a chance. Scott with a shot. Ben Arentoft, it's a goal, a lovely goal! Newcastle have equalised. What a great shot by Ben Arentoft. Got the rebound. Arentoft and Newcastle United, a very desultory round of applause as Newcastle United equalise the score. Ben Arentoft, after 5 minutes of play in the second half, has put them equal in this second leg, and that puts them 3 goals ahead on the aggregate. Is Arentoft. And Wyn Davis riding 2 tackles there. He's got Robson on the inside. Robson is there. Good to Sinclair is offside. Again, able to split this defense, but just holding the pass that fraction too long. Soimoshi haven't been able to save any of his free kicks because they've been mainly in their own end. Antal Dunai, and he's got a tremendous burst of acceleration. Ollie Burton forced to give away the corner. And the referee is calling for a goal kick. I must say that I myself thought that it was a corner and that Ollie Burton had given it away, and I'm certain that most of the Newcastle players too had decided it was. But I can see now that the Newcastle team have got their substitute out on the line. The substitute is Alan Foggon, and Alan Foggon is coming on. Alan Foggon, 19 years of age, is coming on in place of Jim Scott. Jim Scott is coming off, and Alan Foggon is coming on. Scott, who's played well. There's Alan Foggon, number 13, 19-year-old England Youth International, came on as substitute in the first leg. And he's going to give his name to the referee and his number. So Jim Scott has come off, Alan Foggon has come on, and there's about 25 minutes to play. Nice ball by Fazekas. Benet, and he can bend this with either foot. Taking his time, he bends it. Out of the way by Foggon. Wyn Davis. Arentoft, a good ball, out to Foggon. Wyn Davis trailing him. There's Arentoft in the middle. Wyn Davis coming down the left wing. There's young Foggon. Plenty of room, plenty of time. And that's gone for a corner. It looks as though Brian Robson has gone down there. Brian Robson came in for that shot, and perhaps that substitution by Newcastle could have been made at a most untimely occasion. Brian Robson looked as though he hurt himself when he went down. He made the shot, and he's going off the pitch. So Brian Robson off, sitting down, getting attention, and Newcastle down to 10 men. In swinging corner, which has gone behind by Alan Foggon. Then Mahali. Faster to Soimoshi. This is Goros. A lot of the fire has gone out of this Hungarian team since that remarkable 2-goal burst by Newcastle. David Craig. Throw in, stockings rolled down. The crowd over there rather quiet. Craig with the Gibb for the throw. And Newcastle now back to full strength. Throw in to Ujpest Dosza. Got about 20 minutes to play. And the score 2-2. Newcastle leading 5-2 on aggregate, but remember, if the score is tied at the end of the match, that would be 7-2 on aggregate, because the away goals count double, and Newcastle have scored 2 away here tonight. There's the free kick. Dunai didn't get a hold of it properly. He was given the room to take the shot there. Eddie Dunai running away. Shot ran off his foot, but he had plenty of room and plenty of time in a very dangerous position to take it. McFall. Davis winning that one in the air, and Foggon going through the centre. Foggon all by himself. Foggon almost taken down, and Foggon has hit the crossbar. He scored! Foggon has scored. Alan Foggon, the substitute, who came on, made a brilliant run, hit the ball, sent Mahali, saved it, and he got the rebound. So young Alan Foggon, 19 years of age, an England Youth International, has put Newcastle United in the lead, and that is a great turn-up. And Tommy Gibb, the crowd clapping now. The crowd clapping, the referee looking at his watch, and the crowd standing up. The referee, Mr. Hyman of Switzerland, looking at his watch. Newcastle United are only seconds from winning the Intercities Fairs Cup of 1969. Bene with the shot, Dunai. Pajeka straight into McFall. McFall's arms. The referee, again looking at his watch, Bobby Monker, who put Newcastle back into this game with that great captain's goal. Hyman, the referee, looking at his watch. He stopped running, sent Mahadi away to Bankuti. There is the whistle, and Newcastle United have won the Intercities Fairs Cup of 1969. That's John Hope, who's rushed on to give Alan Foggon, who scored that third goal, a hug. And what a great performance that was. Newcastle, one of the least fancied teams, are being given a great round of applause by the Hungarian fans. Both teams congregating in the middle of the pitch. It was a hard game. Not a rough game, but it was a hard game. In the first half, I thought that Newcastle United were a little unlucky as far as the free kicks were concerned, but they came back after that second half with those goals by Monker, Arentoft and Foggon to win the second leg by 3-2 and win the tie by 6-2. And so Newcastle United take part in next year's competition as proud holders of the European Fairs Cup. That's the new title. And they'll be together with Liverpool, Arsenal and Southampton. Southampton, because today the competition organisers decided to enforce the one club, one city rule, which means that Everton and Chelsea will not be eligible despite their high finish in the English league table. So with that result, once again, Ujpest Dosza 2, Newcastle 3, but Newcastle winning by 6-3, the Intercities Fairs Cup of 1969, 6-2, I should say. This is Alan Week saying good night from Budapest, a great night for Tyneside fans and Tyneside football.